the digital universe. This is the digital universe.
This is the digital universe, and my name is DJ No.
Very long 00. Hey, catch us every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. It's your boy C. Beaty, Beaty's World on the Ground. You can check us out at Stopbeefinradio.com and ViewYouLive.com.
Happy birthday.
25 is a good age.
25 is a good age. 25 is a good age.
Your car insurance go down.
You heard.
Horrible. I mean, any day on this earth is a blessing.
That's true.
It's a blessing.
But most
And it's your born on date.
Born on date.
People don't think that. They're like, why aren't you married? Why are you children?
Nah,
Why are
you
doing
gotta
this?
hang
Why
around
this?
some
I'm
different
like,
people.
Look, why don't you relax?
Yeah, you gotta hang around some different people.
You definitely
I know,
gotta hang
right?
around some different
You
people.
gotta cut those people out.
I know a lot of people saying you halfway to 30 and stuff like that, but 30 is some good years, man. I'm in
My best
30s,
years
so
have been in my
I was
30s.
in
Yes.
my 30s. 'Cause
My
this,
best.
This 20-something is...
20-something. So,
Hey, but you're doing big things in your 20s.
That's
so,
right,
so
I
tell
know.
us about
Hold on,
what you do.
Hold on.
Tell us about what you do.
First of all, let's get all of your information. Where can everybody that's tuning in the digital universe, where can they find Ashley Chu?
You can find me on ashleybeachu.com.
Okay.
Or if you Google me, that sounds so bougie.
Google.
CNN, Raw Artist, Nigeria. I did Snapchat. Sorry. Nigeria, China, Canada, the UK.
So you're international.
Everywhere.
International.
That's what's
mommy.
Or you got any
Yeah.
other social media you want to tell us about? Just you said Google
Oh.
me. Google me.
Facebook, Ashley Beachu, but I have so many friend requests, I might not get to you. But my website is literally ashleybeachu.com or on Instagram, ash_chu. But I
Okay.
don't have Twitter. Black Models Matter does not have a Twitter or Instagram. I know.
Tell us about
Right.
like,
A lot of our listeners might have missed out.
well, we just that was. I mean, she's talking about black models like Black Models Matter. Like that's just like
People have created pages, so I do have to
That-
address that I didn't make them.
that's some serious.
Somebody made a page.
People have made a few pages.
So let's.
There's
so
a Black Models
let's
Matter.
talk-
There's a Black Models Matter 2.
All right.
Oh,
So
wow.
to our listeners, because we got some people all over the world too, they might not know what this Black Models Matters thing is all about. Could you please, clarify and explain it to us? How did it come about?
Go back, come in, like kind of circle back.
Take us all the way to the beginning.
Oh, not to the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody likes to say that they're a model now.
Right.
That's just it. Whether you're signed, unsigned, or one way or not, pretty much everybody says they're a model now. So for me, I am a model, but I like to be a brand. So I graduated actually from art school,
Okay.
and I also went on to work in New York Fashion Week and Miami Swim Week. So I've also made it a point to get educated outside of the runway, because unfortunately with social media,
Right.
people think that you can just be a model and be a face
Right.
and do nothing else.
Right.
And I was already in school when I started modeling. So for me, it was also getting education, getting hobbies. I don't think everybody should go to college. I do not think that at all. But hone in on why you exist, your talents, your work ethic, all of that. And I feel like a lot of people that, they're like, oh, I don't want to go to college, whatever. But are you really honing in on why you exist outside of that? Like, how do you use your skills and your knowledge and all of that? And so I actually dropped out of fashion school.
Okay.
Went on to interning Miami Swim Week and New York Fashion Week and working as an artist. My very first art show, I got nominated for Artist of the Year for Indianapolis, and I was actually only 21 at the time with no studio. I was painting out of my parents' house. And
That's what's
I
up.
beat out
Yeah.
all these people with master's degrees and everything, because people think that they value your work ethic and your value and your education on what letters you have.
You can still have all that, but you still
You
at the
can
end of the
still
day,
have
you
all
still
that.
got to be
But
talented.
this is my thing. Everybody can make it through school. If you do every single thing you're supposed to do disciplined, you can make it through school. But what are you going to bring after that?
Yeah.
And I know a ton of people with degrees who got degrees years before me.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been miserable.
Right.
So I feel like it's the way that you use your knowledge creatively.
Okay.
Not just creatively. And so for me, I ended up moving back here, doing Ivy Tech, starting in the arts program. Of course, they don't have fashion. So I made it a point to myself to learn outside of the classroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that meant going to Miami, going to Chicago, going to New York, going to Africa. And I feel like I learned way more outside the classroom than in.
So you just kind of invest your life in the culture.
Yes.
You know, going to these different places where the culture is really strong, and you just go to these places, soak up the culture, and that's more of a Harvard education than any book could ever teach you.
I really think that. Because knowledge, there was something I said the other night, knowledge combats ignorance. I actually went to the Trevor Noah show the other night, and he said that, and he's from South Africa. And I agreed with that, because if you go to other places and you learn people's race, religion, work ethic, financial situation, you look at your situation so much differently. And I feel like I learned more from perspective than, I can't remember any, textbooks.
Yeah, you're right. That's
Because,
true.
you learn more, being in Asia than reading about Asia.
Exactly.
Correct.
For me, it's always been about experience. So even as long as, I wasn't in school or was back in school, whatever, I made sure I went to other places to learn things. And actually, I propelled when I wasn't in school. And then the first semester I went back to school, I actually got a 4.0.
Okay.
Actually ended up graduating with honors. But I think that, people like to set this timeline. And it works for some people. It really does. But I feel like a lot of times with creators, we want to rap, and we want to create, and we want to design, and we want to draw. I feel like it's so hard for us to sit still sometimes. And it's not I don't feel like I have the intelligence for school. I went through it. It's totally fine. I feel like I didn't have the patience.
Yeah, okay.
Because when you're sitting in this classroom learning somebody else's perspective in a textbook,
Right.
it's so hard to not want to be no, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. I want to go ahead.
Right.
So I think a lot of times people, especially with artists, you hear Marc Jacobs dropped out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Siriano dropped out of school. He makes gowns for Oprah now. Bill Gates? There was so many people that dropped out of school because they just felt like they had too many ideas for a box. So, now when I meet people and I say, I didn't finish in this amount of years, or I finished later, so I finished in my 40s, I still much respect for that.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that you still went back, despite how much energy you were carrying. And I feel like the time that I left school, I left school for a short time. It was 4 semesters. I still feel like in those times I still have so much energy. And being in a classroom and reading this text every day, especially I have light hair, light skin, light eyes. I'm still a black woman. And I'm still in my textbooks reading about people that I don't relate to.
Mm.
So all the energy and learning and going places, it was in me.
Okay. What's the most interesting, unique place that you've experienced thus far in your life?
Well, New York is always weird on the subway. Just taking a 10-minute ride home on the subway is always really interesting.
Yeah.
I have two perspectives. The New York subway and South Africa. The New York subway I find interesting because I've worked so many shows and fashion shows and things. And when I don't even get starstruck because I feel like we're just all people.
Right.
That's it. So it's funny because you'll be on the subway and you will recognize somebody that works on Broadway, works on a sitcom, is a millionaire, is homeless, is a street performer. And we're all
together in the same subway.
Yeah, I've definitely
I
seen.
really wish that the rest of the world worked like that because it doesn't work like that here. And, it blows my mind. It blows my mind completely because you could literally be next to a millionaire and a homeless person in the same place in the car. And you don't even feel like you're middle class. You just feel like you're there for the moment. So I think that's why I guess New York holds a special place for me because there's so many people there with so many different values and financial situations. And you all feel equal, and that's why so many people flock there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What age did you inspire to be a model, or did it just fall into your lap? Because you're a tall, beautiful woman. I know you got approached a lot in your teens and stuff like that. Do you model?
Actually, I'm going to be real. a hit child. I was really like goofy and, well, you know, when you're lanky at that age and men's hormones are going other ways and you're like the scrawny person, you know, perception of beauty turns into body shape versus how that person is. And I feel like I'm the exact same person I was from middle school till now. And it's funny because those same guys that made fun of me for being slim,
they're trying
to get at you now.
Yeah.
trying to holler.
Sliding in the
actually,
DMs.
like, it's funny because junior and senior prom, I went to prom alone.
What?
I did not have a prom date. I actually made both of my prom dresses.
She said,
Really?
big mistake.
And I went to prom alone.
What was that? Lord's?
No, it was
You went to Broad Ripple?
Man, shame on all those boys.
Broad Ripple, you are
shame.
failures.
So hard.
All of you
man.
guys are failing. What happened?
It was
Low
Broad
self.
Ripple, and I went away for school,
What year?
2009.
2009.
So fashion was still horrible.
Oh man, we killing those kids over the
So I actually went to prom alone. So it was weird because I was always considered like unattractive. And so I went away to school. I actually went away to fashion school in Ohio. It was like an hour away from Cleveland. And I hung out with all the like kind of like weird kids and quirky kids. And that's kind of what got us into New York and going back and forth in there because just so much is accepted there. And modeling, it was weird because all the things that I got made fun of for here, when I went to fashion school,
They praised you
other
there,
weird-
yeah.
It was the weirdest thing ever. So I was asked in every fashion
Yeah.
show, every photo shoot, every photo project. And it was so weird for me because I'm like, I like didn't have a prom date. And then I would tell them, they'd be like, she's full of crap.
But let me tell you something. I think if you was in a township school or a private school, you'd do fine. I mean, back then, IPS was more the big booty, you know what I mean, big breast type, you know, all in your face. So, but you know, township and you know, private schools, it was more like, hey, you know what I mean. We paid it because you know, I mean, me personally, where I went to Lawrence, no, we had a few, but we really didn't have so many girls that was filling out like that. We had a lot of the slender, you know what I mean, not so voluptuous women. So we got at them. I mean, straight up.
I just thought it was weird because, like, I remember actually 3 seasons. I've been in Fashion Week about 6 seasons now, and 3 seasons ago, where people are just starting to catch on, which is really frustrating because I should have been in the Indies media like 3 years ago. But it's really frustrating because my first season I actually walked Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, and that's like the most prestigious. Models from everywhere, Europe, Asia, they fly in to try and make it to Mercedes-Benz. Mm-hmm. And it's so competitive, and I actually ended up booking. All of a sudden, everybody knew who I was, and I was just really confused because I'm like, no, like you're the people that used to torment me and made me want to move somewhere else and do something different. And I don't know, like I just have a high appreciation for New York, but at the same time, like I can understand why people would talk to me now because maybe I raised awareness for a perspective they didn't know about. So I don't knock anybody even changing or gaining knowledge because if you don't know about the discrimination in the industry and just seeing me in your timeline made you understand that.
Right. Let me ask you about that.
Yeah, let's kind of talk about that.
What kind of discrimination have you faced?
Okay,
as
so
a model?
let me be clear. I understand. I've seen a few comments, but who cares because they will never walk my shoes. But I have seen a few comments about, oh, but she's late. But guess what? If there was 2 lines in the room, and one said, are you white or are you black? Guess what line I am getting in?
Black,
so when I see these comments about, you know, there's been, you know, women saying, but she's lighter toned than this, but I'm still black. And when you walk into a casting and they want their line completely Caucasian and completely, I mean, I have a smaller nose, but a narrow nose and a narrow face, and they're not booking that, or they say, oh, can you straighten your hair? We want you to do this. Like, you're still black, no matter what skin tone you are. That's why when we see those in emoji, there's like 5, because it's not black or white. Like, anything that's not that is black. That's just it. And I think we need to understand that if we were in 2 different lines, guess where I would be at. So I'm just happy to get what has happened out there. Because it's not only, I'm not speaking on just myself. I'm speaking on things I've seen in my agency, to other girls in New York, to my very best friend who is on the complete opposite spectrum. Like, it's crazy to me for people to overrate another person's experience. I haven't had too much issues with it, but like even when I see things about Black Lives Matter, and you have people that are not black commenting on what you've been through, and you're like, you will never, ever, ever know. So if you were like never a fashion model, walking around with some crazy colored afro, and nobody can categorize you, I guess I just don't get offended because those people aren't me. The only person that has walked my path is me.
I feel you on that.
Was there any other struggles you deal with besides like the racial that you deal with as a model? That
I mean, first of all, well, I'm like 5'8"-ish, and they generally want models to be 5'9". But I guess I don't want to say struggle, but I guess when I was modeling, I was also going to school full time, and people don't really like models to have a voice or be feisty or say things or whatever. And I guess I just had the hardest time censoring myself. I had the hardest time. And so when this Black Models Matter thing came out, I guess I was really nervous. Like, I immediately cried. Like, I was happy that it happened. Like, I was getting all these comments everywhere saying, like, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm a model. I feel awkward in school. I'm going to prom alone. I'm struggling, like, to get that from complete strangers, like people going into your email and sending you this amazing message, like there's no other feeling like that in this entire world.
So with that said, you've seen a lot of success. Like, how are you actually managing and handling that success?
I'm not. I have no PR team. Everything is going to hell. There's not a way to, like, you don't ever think something weird like if you wake up on CNN and you didn't like kill a guy, you're gonna be like, what? Like, and then like go to jail over something weird. Like, being on CNN for a positive reason is so rare nowadays.
Oh yeah.
I was #1 on Yahoo Style. I was Instagram made a 99 most musty moments.
Wow.
And my picture was in between a picture of Kevin North and Anna Wintour. Crazy! And you're like, what did I even do?
right?
And then you have all these like strange, like completely people you don't know that actually went to your website, went your email and said, look, I'm black, I feel weird, I'm really scrawny, I'm really nerdy in school, I'm going to prom alone. That's what it meant for me.
Right.
What it didn't mean for me was, I mean, the famous names are great, like Yahoo and Vibe.
Who was the most flattering?
Oh, gosh.
Who flattered the heck out of you? Like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so he doesn't even have a site, but when Russell Simmons posted my article and was like, this is cool, I was like,
Wow.
that was the weirdest for
Russell
me.
Simmons, that's
Russell
huge.
Simmons,
And
yes.
by Vixen, because I am like not a Vixen. I think that was really awesome. Yahoo was definitely really weird because I didn't see that first. Some 80 people sent it to me that morning.
You had Dark and Lovely too, didn't you?
Dark and Lovely posted me today.
Oh.
She likes getting dark and
Dark
lovely.
and lovely. You know you doing big things. You like getting dark and lovely. Usually them chicks be chocolate boy, on there. They want to make sure it's dark and lovely.
It's been weird. Elle magazine was pretty weird. Somebody from another country was like flipping through the magazine on Instagram. Just like, thank you, Ashley. And I was like, did I like call these offices in Europe? Like, that was really weird. I'm a huge thing in Nigeria. Actually, like have a billboard up or something.
You got a billboard in
You got a
Nigeria.
billboard in Nigeria.
Yeah.
What are you advertising?
No, like I'm going in a few weeks, so I guess I'll find out.
Man, that's still huge though, man.
She got a billboard in
In
Nigeria.
another country, Africa, and that.
No, that's
that
the weirdest
Googleable?
conversation ever. And then it's weird
Can we
because I've had a
Google it?
few Nigerian models be like, "Thank you, and you're an inspiration." I'm like, what? It's weird. It is really weird.
It's nice that, you know what I mean, you have all these platforms and all this success, but you're still humble at the same time. You know what I mean?
I don't know. This is like the weirdest thing ever.
Right. You still haven't caught up to you
great,
yet.
But nobody prepares for this.
Right.
Like, there's no way to, like, it's even out of my agency's control because, you know, she books me for shows and shoots and everything. But when it comes to my art and my activism and my personality and things that get me in trouble, there's really nothing she can do because
That's who you are.
it's who I am, and it's such a blurred line now. And our relationship works out great because she knows if it's like art or interviews or anything, she kind of lets me take it on. But sometimes she'll be like, "Ashley, why did you say that?"
All right.
So I'm glad that I do have her as my filter, but it's hard being a model because people expect models to not have a voice.
Right.
When you're an artist and an activist, that's what you're supposed to do. So I guess that we work it out. It's great, but it's hard when you're known as modeling and you come to such a conservative state and city.
Right.
And people are like, "Why is she talking? Why is she saying this? Why is she doing this?" Because they don't think that we should speak in this world. And people have to realize, like, supermodels back in the day, there wasn't Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. So whatever issues they had to internalize that.
Right.
Or tell their family and friends because there wasn't social media. Because I'm sure if Naomi and Cindy Crawford and a lot more people had social media back then.
Oh, wow. It'd be crazy.
It would have been a mess.
Yeah.
There's so much that has happened. Even now, like, Naomi's still voicing those opinions. So, like, imagine it, 20, 40, 60 years ago when, like, MLK was around and fashion was coming around.
Yeah.
So, like, I just have the utmost respect for that. And I know that everything I say will be screenshotted and recorded. I guess we all come in here the same. We all leave here the same.
Yeah.
So I guess I just really don't care.
So when you talk about some of these supermodels, how does that, obviously they're at the top of their game, but, obviously with your success, you've seen some pretty high areas of the modeling game also. How does those type of successes compare and kind of differentiate?
Well, you're talking about between...
Like saying being one of the top models in the game and then having, something take over the industry like, Black Models Matter.
I think everybody has their different success. There's no way I would have been successful 20 years ago. There's just not, because the internet wasn't around. So the internet wasn't around to spread this message. So I really think this goes within the film, arts, music, and fashion industry. Michael Jackson sold millions and millions and millions and millions of albums without internet,
Yeah.
without CDs.
He was
so
special.
People that were before me and there's so many other social media models, which I will not mention, but people that came before me that had success without the internet, like, I have the utmost respect for that. It's hard to do. It's hard to sell yourself, and your image, and your legacy, and your finances. And there was no internet around. There was no social media around. So for the greats like that, I would never even try and mess with them.
Right.
I don't even feel like I'm successful. I just feel like I am.
Because you
the
had to be super talented, but also you had to work 2 times, 3 times harder than you do now. Because, like you said, models back then, they actually had to go to New York for people to see them, where they can be in their hometown and do some Instagram or some, Snapchat or whatever, and they can get discovered that way. Whereas you actually had to be physically at a place where they're booking somewhere, and a lot of time, a lot of travel, a lot of time away from your family. Whereas now is everything you can see each other from across the world. And
I have the most utmost respect for that. Because if you're in New York a few weeks and you don't see your family, you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's the hottest trend, that's crazy to me. Especially with Michael Jackson, people are like, I love Rihanna, I stand for Rihanna. But to compare Rihanna, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Prince, Shaka Khan, the Beatles, Mariah. I feel like there's no reason to put them all in the same category. So I feel like
it's a game has changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
because each one of them, something has changed. You can't compare. Rihanna outsells everything right now. So does Beyonce, both of them. I'm obsessed with both of them. Just trust me. But to compare the internet age and the not internet age, that never makes sense to me. It doesn't.
Right.
Because you had Michael Jackson, who you just had to check on the radio when his album or the Jackson 5 album came out. You either went out to get it or you didn't. Right. Now it's like, are you pirating it? Are you getting it free in a download? Are you putting in a code? And like, no, really, it doesn't. Like, I feel like it's unfair to pin artists against each other.
Yeah, because there's artists now who make careers off of singles and don't even make albums.
Exactly.
You know, so I mean, it's just different. I mean, touring artists. I mean, Flow Rider.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a touring artist. You know, he's making #1 hits.
Yeah, him, Pitbull.
Yeah, and I don't think he got an album.
Yo, Pitbull's got an amazing show.
Yeah, he's nice. He's a great entertainer.
He's got 30, 40 some people on the stage when he's playing.
I just feel like the artists are never comparable. Like to compare Mariah Carey against Michael Jackson.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Right.
To compare TLC to Miley Cyrus. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
So I feel like now, like, people just need to stick to the charts that those people are in, and record sales for that time. Because it was so much harder to sell 20 million albums.
Oh yeah.
When nobody had AOL dial-up.
Okay.
And that's why Michael Jackson is the greatest. Like, that is because he wasn't like, he didn't have infomercials, he didn't have CDs, he didn't have freaking LinkedIn and Instagram and a hashtag and Twitter. And that is why he's the greatest, because he was the greatest for absolutely being the greatest.
Who are your most favorite artists of all time? Like, who do you listen to, and what are you listening to now?
Oh my goodness. Okay, all time, I love Michael Jackson. Everybody loves Michael Jackson. If you don't, get it together.
You're tripping.
You're tripping. I don't know how you made it this far. I love Michael Jackson. I love Prince. I think that he always had the most beautiful, glamorous, carefree, natural woman ever in his videos, and that is what I strive for.
Favorite
today, though.
Prince was so cold, man. He used to dress like a female, but nobody really like dogged him out. Like, man, this dude ain't no fag. This dude fag.
Remember when he had his booty out?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? That was just Prince. Everybody knew that's how Prince was, man. So everybody accepted it. Nobody. I mean, every now and then a comedian might say something bad, but other than that, man, Prince used to wear high heels, spandex, and glitter and stuff, and nobody really said anything bad about him because he stayed with some of the baddest chicks in the industry, and he had some of the coldest music ever. You know what I mean? So everybody back then, everybody was just like, man, that's just how he is, man. He wears high heels and boots and stuff, but I still got that Purple Rain album.
What you got?
That is literally my dream job. Like, my Instagram bio for, like, I had Instagram when I first started. My bio for, like, the first 3 years was Prince videos. I kid you not. Also obsessed. Anything that was the Neptunes, anything that the Neptunes produced, performed, obsessed. Pharrell's and Aries, I feel like we're the same person.
A monster.
I feel like we are the same person. I literally have dreams about working for him.
She's calling it out right now. Somebody link it up.
I'm going to be his creative intern. Somebody better hire me. If you know Pharrell, I know that I'm like one person away
He's
from
putting it out
I'm
there.
about to say, I know you're pretty close. I know you got some kind of connection to him.
So, I don't know. Like, I think he's so, like, freaking crazy. If you read any interview I've ever given, it'll say, what's your favorite artist? And I say my favorite artist is the one that's not on paper, and that's Pharrell. I think he is just a genius.
He is.
Yeah, he makes great music.
Everything he used to produce, so it actually used to, like, make me mad because, like, when Blurred Lines and Happy came out, people were like, who is this guy Pharrell?
Yeah, and he's been out since
2000,
1999.
Like, it would just drive me crazy because I'm like, you haven't known about this genius.
My dude in Mexico texted and said that was the metrosexual era in the 80s. It was normal for people to dress like that. I don't know, man.
Man, yeah,
James
nah.
and them. Hey, you ever remember that cameo video? That cameo video?
Oh, we had to
shake your pants.
we had the red
They had,
jockstrap.
Dre got caught.
Yeah, Dre had the glittery.
Said he was a she
jumpsuit.
thing. That was funny.
Michael, I got
Prince.
Pharrell.
Pharrell. I have so many. Okay, so also Aaliyah, because Aaliyah was just the coolest thing ever.
Right.
And I plan on being the second coolest. I really, really love Police, but she's produced by the Neptune, same difference. I love some of the older Jay-Z albums. I really love, my music taste is so, Justin Timberlake is my favorite.
Man, he's the man. JT's
light-skinned on this planet.
He's light skinned.
He's honorary light.
The black delegates drafted him.
The black he got drafted.
No, because
The black
this is the thing. Justin is from Memphis, and so people are like, "Oh my gosh, you're trying to be black and blah 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 blah." But most of them never been to Memphis, and that's literally just how they are.
Mm-hmm.
And he just transformed from boy band to solo so smoothly. Like if it was the white male Beyonce, that's Justin Timberlake.
Right.
Think about this. Like she just transformed so smoothly, no problems, no drama, no scandals. And I think now the issue is, and he was also on the very tip of the internet age. Like now the stuff that Justin Bieber is doing now, he probably could have did 15 years ago. Maybe.
Man,
barely.
Justin Bieber's the man.
No, I'm a believer. That's coming up on the next.
You going to the concert?
I'm going. I'm trying to decide which city.
We asked her. She's going to see Justin Bieber. She said, "I'm trying
to decide on what.
trying to figure
That's
out
how you
what
know you're doing it
city."
big.
Good gosh.
I might want to see it in L.A. I don't know.
No, but like Justin Timberlake, he did it so smoothly, and he doesn't try to. This let me compare. I don't want to call Iggy Iguana.
But the one thing about Memphis, if you ever been to Memphis, you know what I mean, even in the white neighborhoods, there's still black influential stuff, and even in the white neighborhoods, it's still a black influence.
For example, like Iggy put some mess out.
Yeah, she don't even rhyme. She don't even say nothing. She just be like,
I
can't stop laughing. Really?
Justin Timberlake wouldn't say that.
Did you call her Iggy Iguana on accident? was that on purpose?
I don't remember.
Iggy Iguana.
No,
She said Iggy Iguana. I heard her.
I feel like Justin, it's crazy because people, I love when Justin and T.I. get a song. Because white people be like, yeah, it's T.I. And black people be like, yeah, it's Justin.
Right, yeah.
So I love that. He's always, he's never, done R&B or anything else without disrespect. I feel like he's always done it so being appreciative and not appropriating. Because when you're like Macklemore, and you're saying whatever Macklemore says, I don't know. But when these corny artists try and use blackness as a gimmick, especially before internet, that's what I'm saying. Like Justin Timberlake, he came out, his 2001 was before. It was like when Facebook was just for college people. So people were accusing him of appropriation and blah 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 blah. And it's like no, this man is from Memphis.
You could tell the ones who's trying too hard and the ones who just got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? JT definitely got it. So Macklemore, you could tell he kind of tries too hard to fit in.
I went to 3 of his concerts in 6 months.
Damn.
Really?
I was not
So tell me this, Ashley. I mean, you got a very, very interesting look. You're on a lot of the model scenes. What type of men hit on you the most? Do you get the most interaction from?
Gosh.
Good question.
I get the weakest, corniest people ever.
Like,
I really do.
what's the weakest, corniest thing that's happened?
The weakest, corniest people to me is men that don't know that they are men.
Yeah. Could you please clarify?
Men that they are man age, but but they don't have man behavior.
Oh, okay.
What's a man behavior?
Man behavior is taking responsibility for your actions, right or wrong. Being yourself, just how it is. There's a lot of men that try and be more showy or act like they have more than they have, or more edges than they have, and they don't. So no, but really, like, men that try to act like they are bigger than they are, and they have no honest actions to prove that.
So let me ask you this. I know we covered this a couple shows back. So a guy that's trying his hardest and everything, but he only makes $25,000 a year, would you give him a chance?
I would.
Oh, okay. You're
Really
like the
would.
first.
I really would, because also, this is the thing. We're dating, we're not married. I mean, marriage, that brings a whole new ballgame of finances. But if we're dating, I honestly just like, I know what it's like to hustle and to try and keep getting rejected and going to different cities and blah, 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 blah. I guess it just depends on where the point of this hustle he was at. Because I'm not about to have somebody be like, well, I'm going to do a show for free in Fountain Square, and then I'm going to come home to you, and you got a place. Like, I guess it depends on where you're at in your hustle. Because you can be hustling, but not really hustling.
Right.
Or you could be out there doing those shows and trying to bring extra money home and having a side job. But I really can't judge a person from a place that I've been in. So if I was already, like, in my groove and whatever, and I did genuinely meet a person that was just... Because the problem is then when you're a successful female, you meet males for the wrong reason, the same way that males meet females for the wrong reason. It goes the same way now.
What's the wrong reasons?
For their financial security, for their emotional security, for their intellectual security,
I don't think those are wrong reasons.
for their geographical security. I don't want to say wrong. I'll say selfish.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's things wrong with that when you hurt another person.
Oh, okay. Not hurting
When
people,
you
so
hurt
hold the
a
story.
person financially, physically, geographically, emotionally, that's still hurting them. So if you put your needs aside from any of those, then that's selfishness.
Right.
So what type of guy do you like? Do you have a type or?
I really don't have a type.
I ain't got no time.
I can meet a lot of weirdos. I really like people with personality. Good or bad, better than none. Because I've also met some, like, weirdos. I just had to drag somebody.
What's the weirdest thing that a dude's ever done on a date? I know some weird stuff's happened since you've been having all this juice.
No.
All this juice. Has anybody slid in your DM?
Oh, I get a lot of DM pictures, but this is the thing. Like,
Pictures?
I have
What kind of pictures?
really ugly ones. Snapchat, I actually had to make to my friends only because men kept sending me weird things. Like, men were sending me, like, meals they were making, but my first thought was just probably sent this to, like, 5 people. And then the weirdest ones are, like, workout videos, because I'm in my bed eating buca de beppo by myself. Don't send me a workout video.
Yeah, like why would you send that?
I'm
Like,
what do we have in common right now? I'm eating
Yes.
lasagna. I don't know. Well, I guess the weirder ones for me is for guys who be like, pursue me. And I'll finally be like, yes, you can take me out for coffee. And then at coffee, they'll be like, oh my gosh, I just feel like I'm not good enough. I'm not stable. I want to give you the world, but I don't have any world. And I'm like, look, like, why did you just bother me for 80 years and
Right.
be insecure? Like, I would honestly take a secure, hustling, brave, whatever you said, $28,000 a year.
We said 25,000.
Oh, 25. I don't know that.
oh man, oh my God.
She switched it up on him.
No, but really, I would rather take a hustling. I can see the vision. He's faithful. He's not doing any, like, extra shit on the side. Kind of hustling man.
Okay, so confident.
Yes.
What you
Just
mean?
some little boy.
So he can be like, I know my car looks like shit, but it would get you where you need to go.
If he was supportive supportive and faithful.
What what if he didn't have a car?
That's fine. If we live in New York,
You don't need a
I
car.
live in New York, so I'm okay.
That's where you want to live?
Yes. If he lived in New York, he's in the car, I was like, match made in heaven.
Okay.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
I
up.
have a car in New York.
There's some people out there.
Most of them don't. They love themselves. So pay $50 to park the other day. I'm just being real.
Not
Because
If
I mean,
met
I
somebody
wouldn't
in
have
New
a car in New York.
If
I
met
mean,
somebody with a car in New York and they were like, I have a car, I'd be like,
for what? Yeah.
Because if you miss your parking space, I gotta pay.
I don't know about you. If I meet somebody with a car in New York, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, what's good? What's good? Can we be buddies?" I want them to drive me everywhere.
Let me ask you too, since y'all been in New York for a while, and you JR, like you coming from like here where it's kind of slow, then you going. How long did it take you to adjust to the city? Like,
shoot, I adjusted immediately because you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Because in the subway, if you walking slow, like
And they'll run you over.
Old ladies will be like pushing you all the way.
Nah, you'll get smashed. You might miss the subway car because there's too many people slammed in there and you just missed it. Dang.
You just even when I walk around here, people are like, Ashley, relax. Because I'm in New York once a month, so people I just walk really fast.
I walk fast too.
I walk so fast. And people are like, where are you going? It's
I'm trying to get there.
Just take it back.
I'm trying to get there quick.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
It's immediate. Like you either have it or you don't. Like that's why some people go to New York and they're like, I hate New York.
Yeah.
And then people come back and they're like, I love New York. It's just all about pace, and if you're willing to move with the rest of the city, you would totally be fine.
So basically, once you get out, you got to get going.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing that leisure walk like we do here. Fuck that.
You're walking for 3 extra years.
Because you be in people's way, man. Get out the way.
They got somewhere to go. Or
Get out the way.
I think there should be a sidewalk for people walking and people standing. People in a rush. Because some people, like the foreigners get there. I mean, even people from here get there. Everybody gets there. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's New York. And they all just stand there.
And they stop, yeah.
Like people come to New York, like, let me stay in
Looking up
Times
at the
Square. And I always tell them, do not stay in Times Square. It's the worst place to stay.
Yeah. Stay in Soho.
Stay somewhere in Soho, in Brooklyn.
Tribeca Grand.
Why is
Soho
it
Grand.
the worst place to stay? I mean,
It's
what makes it just crowded and
it's
loud?
Crowded. And if you plan to go to New York and plan to do a lot of things, which most people do, it's really. I've stayed in Times Square to test this theory. It's just really hard to maneuver.
Okay.
Really hard. And unless you're gonna be in Times Square like a month, like a weekend, and you're going there and you're trying to maneuver. And the problem is with maneuvering, like Times Square is the most beautiful place ever. I kid you not. Like it looks like what it looks like in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's mortifying because at the same time, to everybody else, it looks like what it looks like in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody's interpretation of Times Square is different. Like for me, I grew up in Chicago. I grew up here. I've always just gone everywhere by myself. Times Square didn't intimidate me because I've always been
Right,
somewhere
you
by
used
myself.
to it.
But people that come from other countries or maybe the middle of the country, they get to New York and they freak out
Right.
because they've never seen a high rise or anything like it, or a foreign person or a black person. So it's always really interesting every time I go to Times Square because there's so you can tell people that just but it also makes me think how much they appreciate that, and they really think it's it is the American dream. Having your face in Times Square is the American dream.
I'm gonna say you make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah,
Man,
that's what it's sold.
Man, if you go to New York and you can actually get people to care,
Yeah.
You made it anywhere.
And so people get there and they'll be
Nobody
you can
gives
see it
up.
on the street.
Stand
People
up
will be
in New
taking
York
pictures of
City.
everything, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh," people just lose it. And even now, if I saw I've been to weird places, but if I saw my face in Times Square, I'd fall over.
I know there's a lot of rappers, a lot of artists, and stuff like that. I mean, they just have the New York base, you know what I mean? But they're winning, you know what I mean? Because New York's so big, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they support you so much. If you get their support, man, you really
No, it's true.
it's huge.
So it's definitely true because there's so many walks of life. And when people first enter America, where do they go? They go to New York.
Right.
So maybe people overseas, they might have only heard some random rapper from Indiana.
Right.
So they might have heard Black Models Matter.
Right.
So it does definitely, like, I've lived in another country, so it puts your perspective on what they know. Like, I walked into one household in South Africa. One of them wasn't familiar with Beyonce, which blew my mind.
They didn't know who Beyonce was?
No. They, like, lived in the forest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
The other person, I
crazy.
went to their house. It was a modern artist. It was a cover of, I still have it on my phone, a cover of a South African magazine. And Beyonce was on the cover. And they lived like an hour apart. And it's crazy to me, because they don't really have like they have middle class, but not really like our middle class.
Yeah.
You can still be middle class and not have like internet or phone or cell phones. So, I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. I forgot what we were talking about.
So with you living in South Africa, what is like the biggest misconception you think people have about South Africa?
They look at us like we're crazy, first of all. Because they look at
Us as in Americans?
Yes.
How so?
They think that we do like the weirdest stuff. Okay, so first of all, people already look at Trump like he's a maniac. Whether they agree or his policies or not, they're like, this person's like really intense. This person's really intense. So they already look at us like, what is going? Are you guys okay?
Yeah, okay.
Is everything okay? Why is he saying this?
The F?
If you go on almost any public internet
Keep it.
media site, you look like the top comments. It'll be like, "Oh, we're from Canada. We don't support Trump." So it's interesting how the worldly perspective of him is like mortifying. We
Yeah.
don't know that ours is too.
So who do you support?
Beyonce.
Good
I
answer.
guess for me,
Good answer.
Bernie's our best candidate. This is the problem.
You think he can win?
This is the sad thing. I don't think people are going to support him.
Why not?
People are lazy.
No, when
Like
you
they-
say lazy, you
Like
mean
won't get
like-
out and vote or just won't
This is
take the
thing,
time
like,
to.
I don't think Trump will win at all.
No.
But unfortunately, Trump's views have stronger supporters. Their views of hate have more.
I mean, but it's a lot of that going on out here, though.
I agree, but I feel like his views of hate right now, unfortunately, are stronger than people's views of love.
Who do you think is going to win? The whole thing. Who's going to be the next
I
president?
really hope Oprah just like steps in.
You like Oprah?
I love Oprah.
Oprah, she loves you.
I hope that Oprah steps in and is like, look.
Oprah don't believe in Jesus. Well, she believes in Jesus, but she don't believe that her billions is because Jesus. She believes because she worked hard and stuff like that. She don't believe
I
that.
have nothing to say on that.
So, would you want that to be your president?
I would like that to be I would like anybody's religious views to be my president over somebody who promotes hate, racism, and deportation.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
And conservativeness and ignorance and slander and racism, and I would much rather Oprah thinking her riches or all of her riches than any person that has those views right now.
Well, that's what's up.
That's true.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So check it, man. We got the live feed. The live feed's popping on viewulive.com.
View you live.
If you would, please send us in your questions for Ashley B. Chu, because I know y'all got some good ones. We definitely want to hear where y'all watching and viewing from.
Yeah, check in. Where y'all at?
Check in where you at. I think at this time we're going to take a little break. We're going to, turn it up with some music.
There you go.
What you got for us, man?
Let's hear it.
Let's go.
Let's hear it.
Let know.